Hey guys, what's going on? Darren here, and welcome back to the F1 22 My Team Career Mode. And this time, we're at Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. If you haven't checked out the last video, go back, go check it out. We're at Bahrain for the start of Season 2. And not only was it the start of Season 2, but we got an updated livery for Pulse Motorsports. Yes, last time out, it was announced that Pulse Motorsports has had an increased investment, I should say, from Renault. So now the Pulse Motorsport car is a Bumblebee livery. It's a mixture of yellow and black, and I think it looks great. So yeah, if you haven't checked out that video, go back, go check it out. The race was also pretty good. So yeah, now to this race, and we're just doing the Pirelli Hot Laps Challenge. First one is we're just going to do the speed one, so we got that one nice and easy. Third time was the charm. So yeah, we got gold for that, and now it's time for qualifying. So yeah, it's time for qualifying, and yeah, if you haven't checked out the last video, look at this car. It does look very nice. On top of that, we have got a new title partner. This season, we are with Quest, and that's because of our tie-in with Renault, of course. So with Renault came a French sponsor. Quest was our French sponsor, so they're now the title sponsor for our car. And we're also a much faster car than we were in Season 1, so yeah, I'm happy to say that our car is significantly faster than the old one was, and that can be seen by the fact that here in Q1, I think we're something like already like a second and a half faster than we were last season at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and we haven't even finished this lap, which we're half a second up on. So we're going to see here now what time we're going to do, and is it going to be enough to get out of Q1 and into Q2? So dash now to the line after the hairpin. Here we go now, open the DRS, to the line we go. It's a 130.8, and that is enough to get us through to qualifying 2. And now we're going to start our Q2 lap as Pierre Gasly there dives into the pits. It looks like we're going to get a nice little slipstream from the car in front. We're only going to do one run in Q2. We're trying to save a set of soft compound tyres just in case we do make it through to Q3. And look at who's in front of us, Sergio Perez. That is the perfect driver to have in front of us. A Red Bull driver in a much faster car than us. So if we can stick with Perez, we very much could see ourselves through to qualifying 3. And we have got the most powerful engine in F1 as well. So with the long straights that are here in Saudi Arabia, this could be absolutely perfect for us to make it through to Q3. As you can see here, we're at the end of Sector 1. We are up on Esteban Ocon. So at the very least, so far, we could see ourselves up in P12, maybe even P11, if we can just hold it here through the second sector into this very fast right left-hander. We go through the right, now the left, and we just get up on the curb and we spin. We lost the rear end. Oh no, we lost the rear end, and that is the end of our Q2. It's going to be a P16 start for the Grand Prix.
We're here today on the shores of the Red Sea in the lower Hijaz Mountains to visit one of the newest circuits on the Formula One calendar. We're in Jeddah, home to what we all hope is going to be a thrilling Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Norris, Max Verstappen, and Russell, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, and Mick Schumacher, Magnussen, Ocon, Pierre Gasly, and Tsunoda, Joe, Bennett, Robert Schwartzman, and Sebastian Vettel, Albon, Théo Pourchaire, Stroll, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
So you can see here we're going to be starting in P16 for the Grand Prix. Last season, our fastest lap in the Grand Prix was a 1:35.84. Can we beat that in this Grand Prix? I have a feeling we're very much going to beat that 1:35.8. Anyway, into turn 1 we go, down the inside, past a couple of cars there. That's us past one driver, up to P15. Can we get Pierre Gasly as well and get ourselves up? No, we can't. I thought we might just be able to get up to P14 there, but we're going to slot in behind Pierre Gasly and just take things a little bit safe. There's no need to rush. I had a very good, very comfortable feeling after qualifying, but you can see we run a little bit wide there, and that's going to allow Zhou Guanyu to maybe look at getting past us. No, he can't. But as I was saying, I feel somewhat comfortable in this car now, especially in Season 2 versus Season 1. And I feel like in the race, we're much faster than we are in qualifying. So, P15, yeah, I think we could have been higher up. I do think we had the pace for maybe a P12 start in this Grand Prix if we just didn't bin it. Because, of course, we were ahead of Esteban Ocon, who was in 12th. So, things are looking pretty good for us in this Grand Prix, I think. It wasn't the best start. As you can see, we've already dropped 1.1 seconds to Pierre Gasly. But I think we can make it up in this Grand Prix. We've got a huge amount of ERS now in this car. We can pretty much run overtake on a lot of the lap. And that is very beneficial to us in this car because, yeah, we can pretty much go overtake and not lose any ERS. And that is so good because it means overtake pretty much anywhere. And on circuits like this with lots of straight, the overtake is very, very useful. And you can see now as we end lap 1, we've closed that gap back to just 0.4 of a second to Pierre Gasly. I think he got held up a little bit by cars in front going wheel to wheel into the final corner. And you can see now the gap between us and Gasly is only 0.3 of a second. And guys, I just want to say if you guys are enjoying this series, please do, of course, as always, smash the like button down below, drop a comment down below, and of course, if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel for much more F1 content. We've got a lot coming for you guys, especially in the run now to the back end of this season. Anyway, back to this race now. You can see as we go to lap number 3, we're closing up on Gasly, and I think we've got a good chance here at Gasly. We're going to get the DRS here, so we're going to stick in the slipstream, use some ERS, and close in with the DRS as well. You can see we're getting closer and closer and closer to Pierre Gasly. Gasly brakes very early. We're able to go down the inside on Pierre Gasly. And Gasly turned into us a little bit at the apex. But now we've still got the inside line on Pierre Gasly. We've got the DRS once again. And through we go past Gasly and up now to P14 here in this Grand Prix. Next up for us is Kevin Magnussen. And the more that Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda are battling, that's going to hold up Magnussen. And that's going to bring all 3 of them close to us now as we start lap number 5. And Alonso goes for a move down the inside on Tsunoda. Tsunoda locks up. Tsunoda goes very deep there, loses a place to Fernando Alonso, and loses a place to Kevin Magnussen. Is he going to lose a place to us as well? No, he can't. Yuki Tsunoda there stays just in front of us, at least for now in this Grand Prix. But making mistakes like that is going to put him under pressure now from us, I think. So we just need to stick with Yuki Tsunoda, and I think we can get him. We get a good run through that section, and now we're going to look to go down the inside. And we know Tsunoda blocks the inside line. We're going to have to go around the outside, the long way around, past Yuki Tsunoda, around the outside. Can we make a stick? Yes, we can. Through we go past Yuki Tsunoda, and that is us now up to P13. Next up is Kevin Magnussen and Fernando Alonso, and if we can get past both of them, that'll see us up to P11 in this Grand Prix. As I said, we can make some very quick progress in this Grand Prix, in this Pulse Motorsports car. It's a very good race car, as I was trying to say. So there you can see now, Magnussen and Alonso, they're going wheel to wheel pretty much everywhere in this first sector. That is holding them up massively. And that means now we're able to stick with these guys. And next up is Kevin Magnussen. We're going to go down the inside on Magnussen. Can we make it stick? Yes, we can. It was around the outside of Tsunoda. And now down the inside past Kevin Magnussen. So that is us now up to P12. Next up is Fernando Alonso in the Alpine. The old man himself. Can we get past Fernando Alonso? We're going to get the DRS on him. And that's going to be perfect for us now, because Alonso is not going to have the DRS. And Alpine have lost out at the start of this season. At the start of Season 1, they were so much faster than us. And by the end of Season 1, they were also so much faster than us. But at the start of Season 2, Alpine have lost a lot of ground versus other teams, especially us. And that means now we are in a faster car versus the Alpine. And look at that. Alonso locks up into the final corner. And with him locking up, that meant that we were able to go down the inside. He went wide. And through we go past Alonso. And we got the DRS. And that is us now up to P11 in this Grand Prix. Things are looking very good for us now in this race. Next up is Mick Schumacher and Esteban Ocon in the Haas and the other Alpine. Can we close up to those guys? Well, yes we can. We go to the end of lap 10 now. And look at this. These guys have been battling. And these guys have been battling really, really hard. And that just means that we've just been able to close up and reel into these guys. And I just want to say, guys, I did say at the start of this race that in the previous race, our fastest lap in Season 1 was a 1:35.8. Well, our best lap in the race so far is a 1:33.9. So we're almost 2 seconds faster already than we were last season. And last season, we went from mediums to soft tyres because of a safety car. And we're still only on the mediums. So, yeah, we are so much faster than we were last season. And anyway, you can see now, look at that. Schumacher was looking for a move there past Esteban Ocon. We go to lap 12. Ocon's in the pits. Schumacher's in the pits. And that is us now up to P3 in this Grand Prix. But of course, Charles Leclerc ahead has boxed in for hard tyres. Perez still hadn't boxed. And we're now going to join Perez at the end of lap 13. Starts lap 14 in the pits. So we're not going to be in third place for too much longer. We're going to rejoin the race, hopefully ahead of Mick Schumacher. We stayed out the extra lap, and we're going to see now, can we permit the overcut on Schumacher, or is Schumacher going to get us? He gets past Vettel. Is he going to get past us as well? It's going to be tight, I think. Here comes Schumacher. Is he going to get out ahead of us? No. No, he doesn't. That means we have done the overcut to perfection on Mick Schumacher and Esteban Ocon. I'm not sure what's happened to Ocon, but we've managed to do the overcut on Mick Schumacher, and we've got out ahead of the Haas driver. And yeah, that's not good for Mick, because that means now we are in P9, and that's going to be 2 points for us in this Grand Prix, and that is very important as we go now to lap 21. And look at who's behind us. It's Fernando Alonso. Alonso has managed to close up to the back of us now, and Alonso is going to be looking for a move, surely, as we go into this race. But look at that. Something just happened there to Alonso. What happened? We're going to go in the replay now on board with Fernando Alonso. And let's take a look here. He gets a good run through here. And on the exit of the corner. Oh! Alonso made a mistake on the exit of the corner. And that has brought out the safety car. So Alonso had a snap of oversteer there at the exit of the corner. Just like we did in qualifying. But of course in qualifying we were able to catch that oversteer, but unfortunately Alonso was not, and Alonso caught the oversteer and we didn't, I should say. But in him catching the oversteer, he slammed into the wall, and as we go to the restart of the race, we just dived down the inside past George Russell and Daniel Ricciardo, and we there get past 2 cars, and that is us now up to P7 here in Saudi Arabia. So we go from just getting 2 points to now getting 6 points in this race. What a beautiful dive there down the inside. I think that's time to call it. But yeah, we dove down the inside past George Russell and Daniel Ricciardo. And that is us now up to P7. And surely we're going to be able to hold on to that, as we only have 1 lap left after this. So there's not going to be any DRS in the remainder of this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We survived this part of the lap. And yeah, now look at that. We're able to open up the gap to George Russell. And you can see now as it goes to the end of the last lap, we've got a 3/10 gap to George Russell. So it's P7 in Saudi Arabia.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Well, what a drive that was to take the win for Ferrari today. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
But they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So the number 1 of Charles Leclerc wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I didn't actually realise at any point in the last race or in this race that Leclerc's now carrying the number 1, which means surely that Verstappen's carrying the number 33. That's actually a nice little touch by Codemasters to give the champion the number 1. So yeah, that's pretty cool and good to see. Yeah, it does look right having Leclerc having the number 1. It's a shame his season in real life hasn't really gone the right way. Anyway, Charles Leclerc wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix from Perez in 2nd. Lando Norris finishes 3rd for McLaren. Carlos Sainz is 4th. Verstappen 5th. Hamilton 6th. We finish a brilliant P7. George Russell 8th. Ricciardo 9th. And Kevin Magnussen rounds out the top 10 here in Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it looks like only one driver didn't finish, and that was Théo Pourchaire. And you know what? That is absolutely gutting. Anyway, in the driver's standings now, Lando Norris is still leading the Drivers' Championship from Carlos Sainz in 2nd. And we're still in P8 in the Drivers' Championship on 10 points for Pulse. In the Constructors' Championship, Pulse Motorsport moves up to P5 ahead of Alpine by 2 points. And we're now going to be selecting our rival for this season, and look at the choices. Oh no. Hamilton and Russell. I couldn't get 2 worse choices. 2 very difficult choices. We're going to go though for George Russell to be our rival in Season 2 of F1 22. So of course, as always, comment, leave a like, and if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel for more F1 content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for round 3 at Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Bye.